What's up, you guys? Today we're at San Marcos Skatepark, Hollandia, I believe. This is kind of like a pop-up with a little bit of cement, so let's check it out. I'll show you around. Okay, you gotta swoop in right around, go up the hill. Parking's up top. You know, bathrooms are right in between, and you gotta come down this crazy trail. I'd like to say you could skate down this thing, but it's so like, it's shit. There's no way. I mean, unless if you're real sketchy, send it. But then we got it fenced off. I believe it's one of those parks where it's kind of like, you know, sunrise to sunset. Obviously helmets, all those fine rules, all that good stuff. So let's check it out. Let's check out the left side first, and then we'll wrap around. I'll show you what they got here. So I've noticed like in the middle, they have this like plasticky kind of feature where obviously, you know, they use like the bolts to like put these guys together. So this is all prefabbed, you know, put here. This is just obviously a concreted space that's just open, and they put a handful of features up. So on this side we got two sections of vert. I'd say this one's about 7-8 feet tall. I'm 6 foot, so obviously taller. Over there I'd say it's about 4.5 to 5 feet, and then we got a little channel in between that splits. This one's definitely fun to ollie if you can kickflip into that transfer or that channel. Not too bad. And then just kind of for size reference, see, it's about a deck long. And then it does close up here, so if you're trying to ollie, I'd for sure at least hit midway or even up. I do notice this one has coping. Definitely welded on. You could see that they prefabbed it, bolted it, and then put the rail, and then not too bad on the welds, you know, a little spot weld. Coping's not too bad. Trucks sit. If it stuck out a little bit more, it'd be great, but there you go. That's what it looks like. So we got this on the right-hand section, we got the middle, and then we got this guy. Showing the dimensions on this. Your wheels have just enough space to do some quirky manuals or some grinds, some different combo ones. So it's pretty fun about that feature. So it's kind of like the A-frame, but it's got like an up angle and then it flattens out. It doesn't go back down. It would have been sick if it did an up angle and then went back down, so you could 50-50 up and kind of down. But this one, you're just going up, cross, and off. And as you 50-50 this one, you're coming off about tag height. Not too bad. So flip in, flip out, not too high. And then just off this feature, we got flat rail. It's got flat, angle up, and then flat again. This thing's pretty lengthy, not gonna lie. Look at it, pretty long. It's a square, which is nice, square, not round. And it's pretty hefty, so you can sit your trucks on that one. So this one's a good one to progress on if you're trying to hit just like flat or square rails. For sure. 50-50 your board side, the lower section. Again, for height reference, not too bad. And then just along these two features, fence wraps around, and then we have a little bit of vert action going on. This, I would say, is close to 6 feet, almost as tall as me. I'd say like literally eye height. So like a good 5.5 feet-ish, wraps around. We don't have a spine. It looks like a spine, but it kind of just airs up. You got like a section and then it comes back down. I've noticed that this section of the skate park is the only concrete. So I'm wondering if this was here first and then we kind of just added each feature as we went along. Coping on here, not too bad, not too bad. See, thicker, definitely sits. Grinds very nice, very smooth. The angle on it is a little bit steeper than what I'm used to, but it is rideable. I'd say, you know, rock and roll, some good axle stalls, some good grinds. One thing I noticed, it almost feels like a mini vert kind of section, like half pipe feeling, because you're kind of just cruising back and forth really fast. consistent, very smooth. I noticed the ground, you know, is not too bad. There's no, you know, bonded. So everything's not bad here. Midway through here, it kind of wraps around in and around. See, it's got kind of like a little. Do you notice, like, right next to the skate park, there's like a circle flat with some like fun things to manual, or say if you want to just get some flag around. Perfect spot. There's the top view. So first on this section, wraps around, couple of street features, rail, hub it down rail. Wrap it around, bring you onto this section of vert. You can drop in, you can roll in there, or again, drop in there. If you're absolutely insane, you can air up. You're good on that, but honestly, like that is pretty hefty if you're coming across. And over here, we have another rolling. So it goes like transition, rolling, transition, rolling stair set. We got a 7 stair here with the sketchiest rail. Square, same as the other guy. This just looks newer. Definitely bolted it in. Bolting in at the top, mid stair, and then at the end. Each one sketchy. I got this feature in the middle. Definitely roll on. That's how high it gets. Send it from up top all the way down to the Euro. You definitely have enough speed to clear this, because look, that's how big it is. You have to finish there, wrap around. And then we got this section in the middle. I guess you could say it's like a hubba, like a pyramid hubba in the middle. This one definitely goes down, angled, and this one's straight. So if you're hitting it, I'd say you could either hit it front side and grind down, or you can hit it this way and just grind across. Really not as tall, not too bad. So if you're trying to just ollie in 50-50, not too high. Pretty good height. Especially if you want to try ollieing up onto something and then grinding down. This would definitely be a good feature to learn on. This is what it looks like up top. So it's not so bad getting on, because you definitely have some space. Get some grind. So the height's coming off. It grinds very good though. Truck sit very nicely on this. Grinds very smooth. Height on it, too shabby. So if you're 50-50ing this way, you're coming across. That's the drop. Grinding down. Angle on it. Very nice. Coming off, not too bad of a drop. Just a little bit shorter than a board. And then approaching this side, we got the rail. So you can see if you were to hit it from bump to board slider 50, not too high, not too shabby. This one's the square one. And then yes, it does have a little bit down. Not enough where you can feel it or it's that scary, but you notice it more in the transition than the actual rail. It comes off all the way to the end, just like the drops off. Tricks it very nicely on there. This thing grinds. That's how tall it is on the approach coming off, so it's definitely not bad. Tiny drop, but yeah, not bad. Pyramid section, a lot more mellow. Approach on it, definitely kickflip, tray flip. Coming out, you can veer around or come back and do other tricks. This feature is fun. A lot bigger here than on camera. So bottom of the stair set, rail. Approach on this rail. Not too high. Coming out, I'd say it's like waist height. Obviously you can see it's just about a board height. And swinging over from the right side, we have this up Euro. It's like an upped curb, definitely not taller than a skateboard, but then we also have two hubbas, which are very steep, high, pretty solid. These are good ones. Say starting point up here is about shin height, and then it angles down, and then it drops down to about waist height. So that's just on the opposite side of the transition stair set. So when you're doing tricks, that's what you're looking down at. There's the approach to the ledge. You can see it's about half a board height, so not too bad. Then it angles down and goes. It grinds very well, and then comes out to about board height. Right side transition, middle feature, a couple fun features, wraps around. So this is entire skate park. Here's an overall view look. Not too bad. Playground's up here. So got some grass fields. Restrooms are up there. San Marcos Skate Park, pretty sick. Handful of things to do here. You know, some board slides, grinds, stairs, hubbas, ledges, all different skill levels. So San Marcos Skate Park, not bad. So check it out on the next one, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, like, share it. Let's get it going.